light that surrounds me. If we hold ourselves together, we'll go far.
Hey guys, Beautiful Essentials here. For today's video, I'm going to be using a plastic storage cart. And I'm going to be using this to make a French styled dresser. Here are some pictures on what the dresser that I want to make would look like. Now I went to the thrift store to look for something similar to work on it instead of making a brand new one. But I couldn't find anyone, so I decided to just make mine using 2 plastic storage carts. I'm going to be removing all of the drawers first and then attaching all the frames together. If you're new to my channel, it's so great to have you here. Now don't forget to click on the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my latest videos. I'll be attaching a wooden board at the bottom to make it easy for me to attach legs to this. And the legs that I'm going to be using is what I purchased on Amazon, and I'll leave a link for them down in the description box below. I'll be making the wide curved shapes, that's by the sides, with plastic sheets. And I got a large roll of sheet, just one, and it's $20, and it's a lot. So I cut it to size, and then I attach them like this. This is not strong, so I'm going to use cardboard to make a shape that I want inside. And this is the shape that I cut that's going to fit right inside. So I'm going to be cutting multiple shapes and attaching them together. This cutter made it so easy for me to cut out the shapes, and the link for this is going to be down in the description box below. But you should know that the cutter vibrates. That's the only thing that I have a problem with it, but then it gets the job done. These are the shapes that I've cut. Now I'm going to be gluing them to a flat board, reinforcing it, and then inserting it inside the space. I'm going to be filling up the space here that I left open. And I'll be filling this space with tight foam that I got from Home Depot. They also sell this in other hardware stores. Now I'm going to shake this vigorously for about 30 seconds and then spray the foam inside the openings. Now I'm not going to go right down to the bottom because this swells over time. So I'm just going to start somewhere here in the middle, and then hopefully it swells going downward. I used 1 can for this, and then I made another one, so I used 2 cans in total. The next thing I'm going to do is cover the back with a board. Now, as you can see, the foam is beginning to swell and I'm scared that it's gonna burst open. I was hoping it was gonna swell going downward, but let's see how it goes. It is rock hard and it's also light in weight. This is the wood that I'm gonna use on the drawers. I cut it to size and I cut 3 because I'm going to be joining 2 drawers on 1 piece of wood. All I did was just remove the drawers and align them properly on the wood and attach them to the wood. Because the drawers are not flat at the front, I'm going to be putting something at the bottom to keep them balanced. So far so good, this is where we are. Now the openings here are going to be covered again with sheets, just to cover up the spaces. I removed the drawers and took the body out and spray painted it silver. Meanwhile, the drawers are going to be covered with marble contact paper. I got this one online and I love the design that this one has. And the link for this is going to be down in the description box below. I'll be using this trim to decorate what I've just made, and I spray painted it silver and I attached it to the sides with a hot glue gun and with tack nails. I'll be using this as well. I spray painted it silver and I attached it at the bottom. I'll be using these to open up the drawers, and the link for this is going to be down in the description box below. The screw that's showing on top there is making me feel uncomfortable because it's just too obvious, but let's see how it goes. I got the shape that I want. Now for the top, I'm going to be using trays from Five Below that I used for another project. Now those of you who have watched this video will remember that I used just the bottom part and I left the top. So the top is what I'm going to be using now to decorate the top of my dresser. I covered the front and the sides to make it flow with the overall design. This is another decorative piece that I'm going to be spray painting silver and attaching it at the top. I'll be adding more, and the list for all of these will be down in the description box below. Now for this one, I got from Lowe's. It has already been spray painted gold for another project. But then I had excess and I cut them into little pieces, spray painted them silver, and attached them to the dresser. Now you all might say that this is a little bit too much, but remember it's a French Baroque dresser that has to come with a lot of embellishments. I'm going to be adding this one as well, and I'm going to be spray painting it silver and attaching it by the sides. I carefully painted the wooden parts of the drawer that's still showing with white acrylic paint. This was such an interesting project because now I have drawers that have been compartmentalized because of the plastic storage bins that I used. I used white and silver for this, but then you can choose whichever color that suits you best. Who would have thought that a plastic storage cart can be covered up and look this pretty? going to be starting off with wooden dowels. I'll be using these dowels and other supplies to recreate this beautiful West Elm table. This is the size of the dowels that I'll be using for this project. I got 20 of these dowels, but I ended up using just 17. Now what I'm going to do now is cut each and every one of them into half using a handy saw. And the link for my handy saw that I'm going to use for cutting is going to be down in the description box below. If you're new to my channel, it's so great to have you here. Now don't forget to click on the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my latest videos. I'm using a pair of scissors to finish up the cutting because the handy saw is meant for light cuts and does not go really deep. These cuts will only be for the pattern. Now the main thing that's going to hold the table together and the weight that'll be on the table will be these pipes that I got from Home Depot. I'll be using 2 pipes, so I'm going to measure and cut the pipes down to size. I'll be using a pipe cutter to cut the pipes, and I've had this for a very long time, and the link for this is going to be down in the description box below as well. This is super easy to use. You just put it to the point where you want to have it cut, and then you tighten it, twist it. When it's loose, you tighten it again and twist it, and you go on till you have your cut. This is the styrofoam ball that I'll be using for the project. This is what's going to be in the middle. I'm going to be covering it with Mod Podge. I'm doing this so that the spray paint does not affect the styrofoam ball. Now this styrofoam ball is really thick and very dense on the inside. That's why I chose it for this project. You cannot use the other kind of styrofoam ball that's less dense because it won't be able to hold the weight that's going to be on top of the coffee table. So this is perfect. When it was dry, I inserted the pipes. The pipes are sharp at both ends, so all I did was just to twist it as I go in, and I kept doing that till I got to the other side. Now, the hard thing here was the constant application of pressure, so I'll recommend making a hole, a smaller hole, through it first before then putting in the pipes to make it easy. Oops, I messed that one up. But don't worry, that's not going to affect the project. Moving on to the fourth pipe. The thing here is, as I inserted the fourth pipe, I realized the pattern became kind of funny and I didn't get the balance that I wanted. And so I realized that I already had the balance with just 3 pipes. So that's the hole, as you can see, for the fourth pipe, which I'm not going to use anymore. So for the stability of my table, I'll be using just 3 pipes. The pipes are sturdy, but to secure them properly on the inside, I'm going to be adding wood glue. That's going to go right inside, and I'm also going to be using a hot glue gun. Before doing that, I have to make sure that it's leveled. This step is very important because the wood glue, when it's dry, is going to come out really strong, holding all the pieces together on the inside. The dowels that we cut earlier were cut again into 2 because I realized they were going to be too long. Now I'm going to be inserting the dowels inside the styrofoam ball. You should remember that the dowels that I'm using are to complete the design, but these pipes are the main thing because they're going to hold the weight. Now I have to put something there to separate them from the others because after I spray paint, it will be hard to identify them. When it was dry, I brought it in and then I covered the top of the metal pipes so that it doesn't scratch the glass that's going to be put on top of it. For the wooden dowels, I'll be using gems. Because I made a lot of mistakes while I was inserting the pipes, made the styrofoam ball rough, so I'm going to be covering what I can with 1-inch round mirrors. Here's what the table looks like now, but it looks kind of funny because I used a small glass on top of it. But when I replaced the small size glass with a much wider one, it was much better. And putting it in the living room just made it look so epic and different. This glass is really thick and super heavy. And as you can see, the pipes are holding it up just fine. Now guys, having a coffee table like this can only mean one thing, and that is the fact that you might not enjoy placing decor items on top of it because you're going to cover the beauty of this coffee table when you're looking at it from the top. It is a show-stopping piece, And hey, I used very few items. Pipes, towels, styrofoam balls, spray paint, and few embellishments. This is a West Elm inspired coffee table. And then mine costed me just $40 without the glass. For today's video, I'm going to be working on a nightstand. This is a nightstand that's typically sold at Walmart, and if you're lucky enough, you can get it also from a thrift store. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is work on the body. I'm going to remove the drawers and spray paint the body using a midnight blue spray paint. If you're new to my channel, it's so great to have you here. Now don't forget to click on the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my latest videos. When the first coat was dry, I added the second coat. I really love this color. Now I'm gonna keep this aside and then get the legs. And I got this from Amazon, and the link for this is gonna be down in the description box below. I spray painted the legs with the same midnight blue spray paint, and it comes with screws, and these legs are gonna be attached to the bottom of the nightstand. The bottom of the nightstand is not covered all the way, but I was able to attach the two legs that's in front, but the two legs that's going to be behind might not sit well, only because there's nothing here to support the other side. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of height. And I'm going to use leftover wood that I have at home and glue them on to the bottom. And now that I have the height that I want, I'm going to be attaching both legs that's at the back. Now that I have attached the legs, I'm going to be moving on to the drawers. The top of the drawers are going to be covered with decorative onlays. I'll be leaving the link for this down in the description box below. I'll be attaching it with wood glue and tack nails. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue just to keep it in place before I then use the tack nails to hold it down. I did this for both drawers. Now I'm going to take them outside and spray paint them gold. I am so in love with the shininess of this gold. Now what I'm gonna do next is attach the knobs. I got these knobs from Home Goods. Home Goods usually have this kind of stylish crystal-like knobs with different colors and at a very affordable price. I bought a set of 6 knobs for I think $8 and I got all kinds of colors. I'll be decorating the bottom part here with this decorative only. I'm going to cut it into 2, spray paint it gold, and attach it there to make the bottom part pretty as well. I'm going to be attaching this with tack nails, but first I'll use a hot glue gun just to keep it in place to make sure it doesn't move. I'll be adding gems at the open spaces at the bottom to make it go along with the knobs that I have. And here's the final look. This is so pretty and so different. I love the blue, I love the gold, and I love the way it goes together. Here's what it looks like when the body of the nightstand is in silver. I love both colors, and seeing them side by side, it's hard to choose which one I love most. But I guess it's gonna have to go with the particular decor theme. This plain old white nightstand has been given an interesting character. I'm gonna be showing you all how you can reuse old bar stools. Now, I heard a friend saying that she wants to revamp her place and then these bar stools are gonna go to the trash. She's far from me. I had to go get my own bar stools that are similar to what she had to let her know that there are other ways you can use these bar stools instead of throwing them away. The first thing I did was to take it out and spray paint it silver. I'm gonna be starting off with 2, so I spray painted 2 bar stools silver. I'll be making a shelving unit with these tools. When I started, I wasn't sure if I was going to use a trim. Now, this is a rope wooden trim that I got from Home Depot. They're quite pricey, but I wasn't sure if I was going to use it yet. So what I did was just measure out the length that I need for the legs and kept it aside until I make up my mind. I'm going to be turning one over and then placing the second one on top. I noticed that you would have to gauge the legs to actually go with the one that's at the bottom for it to be balanced. Now to attach these together, I'm going to use wood glue and mending plates. I'll use this at the sides and at the back as well. If you're new to my channel, it's so great to have you here. Now don't forget to click on the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my latest videos. After this, the next set should be attached at the back. This has to be really sturdy, so I'm going to say it again. The next set should be attached at the back. I got this mirror tape from Michael's craft store, and that's what I'm going to use for the front of the stools. After doing this, I then made up my mind on using the wooden rope trim. I used 3 long pieces of this, cut them down to size, spray painted them silver, and attached them to the stools. For the shelves, I'm going to be using plastic boards. You can also use cut-out pieces of wood for the shelves if you have them. It is important that you know that the size of shelf that's going to be on the stools will be different. And this is because of the design on the stools. I'm going to be covering these boards with mirror reflective paper. And the link for this is going to be down in the description box below. Now all I'm going to do is just place them on the wood that are already on the stools. This is perfect to be kept at a corner. It is such a beautiful shelving unit. Now it's going to be even more beautiful if I make 2, so I can make a much wider shelving unit. I'm going to be making use of wood for the wider shelving unit because I plan on having heavy decor items on it. I'll be using shiplaps for the smaller size wood. I'll be covering all these pieces with mirror reflective paper as well. I had just one before, now I made another one. I'll be starting with the thinner wood at the top, and then the bigger wood following it. And then another bigger wood that's going to be following that one. And then the smaller wood at the bottom. Now it's time for the fun part, and that is adding the accessories to what I just made. I like to let you guys know that because the stools are really strong, this idea here can be as wide as you like. The length of wood that I used for this project was not long enough. That's why the pieces look like they're close together. Now it would look even better if you used longer wood to give them some distance. Adding push lights to this is going to bring it to life. This is such a unique piece, and I really love the way it turned out and the way the wood that has been covered with contact paper reflects and shines, and it kind of almost looks like it's either mirror or glass. This is just one of the ideas that I have for her, and I have much more to share with you guys on how to use these bar stools to decorate your homes. I do hope you all enjoyed this video. Now don't forget to like it and share it with your friends and families as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I have other home decor DIY videos that are linked in the description box below to check them out. And don't forget to click on the subscribe button.